What's good, everybody? It is Wednesday, October 20th, 2021, and this is the Early Edge, your daily sports betting show of record. We are powered by the almighty SportsLine, the best value in all of sports betting, and it's not close. Kind of a light day on the show yesterday. We'll show our recap. Hit a couple, missed a couple. It was what it was. Don't forget Champions League. We went 1-1 yesterday. 3 more plays from that episode that is in your feed right now. Hello to everybody in the chat that takes the time to talk to us, to write to us, that goes on break at work to watch the show. We see all of you guys too. All right, let's bring in the stars of the show. We have so much to get to right now. All the major sports are playing. It's hard to believe. The busiest time of the year. Right below me, live from Las Vegas, Zack Attack. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Coach. I just checked the temperature, 48 degrees right now here in Las Vegas. So you got to have a jacket when you're going outside. Finally got a win on the show. I was struggling a little bit on the show, but got a win with the Warriors. And that's the thing. That's the thing about the NBA, Coach. They never had the lead. They just kept hanging around between that 7 and 9 range. They'd get it back down. The Lakers would go on a run, but the Golden State finally went on that big run in the fourth quarter, and I was able to breathe a sigh of relief. We got that win.
I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of people this year that are going to lose a lot of money on the Lakers because they're a public team, and I just don't think they're going to be very, very good. Now, she is our hockey guru, always figuring out the value on the ice. Oh, and it feels so good that I can call her by her real name once again. Alabama. Good morning, my dear.
Good morning. I'm looking forward to a lot of hockey today and then some on Wednesday or Thursday.
I was going to say, I hope this is Wednesday. I don't even know what day it is. My goodness.
Jace, do I?
That's probably true. You're so busy. They're facing books all the time. I can't even imagine being in school again. Oh, my gosh. Jay Smooth. Good morning, my good-looking friend.
Good morning, Coach. Right back at you. I'm excited to be here. The NBA is back. College basketball is 2 weeks away. We got MLB postseason craziness. I mean, it's a great, great time in sports.
Brandon, I see you in the chat. Everybody wants to see the video of the Maestro celebrating live on the show. Don't worry. We'll bring it back one day. That was awesome. If you guys didn't see it. Maestro, good morning, sir.
Good morning. We don't really need to go into that right now, but talking about school, you reminded me, I still have that nightmare where the final is in the morning. And not only do I don't even have the books. I haven't even studied. I don't have the notes. And then I'm so grateful every time I wake up and it's time to get back into sports.
Oh my God. You are so right. By the way, talking about content and all day long, here's what we have for you right now. We grind. I tell you all the time, we grind. And this is why we grind. This is a schedule of Early Edge Live show. It's our afternoon and evening show. Today, of course, it's the college football preview with AB and the boys. They're killing it. Thursday, 7:20 Eastern, leading up to Thursday Night Football. Then Friday, of course, Prop Stars is back with Dave Richard and our prop special. That is must viewing. And then Sunday, 2 shows, noon Eastern, 7:20 Eastern time. By the way, we give away year-long memberships. You guys ask me all the time. Follow us at SportsLine on Twitter. Follow our YouTube page. All you got to do is subscribe, and then that's all you got to do. And then leave your Twitter handle in the chat, and you'll be eligible for a year-long subscription, and it is the best value, as I always like to say. In your feed right now, Champions League episode, NBA Futures. You can still get a couple of those in, even though it started last night. Our mega NFL Week 7 preview. I taped that last night live, so we got everything in your feed. You don't want to miss it. All right, let's get into our day. I got notes all over the place. Storylines that could affect the betting lines today. And you know what? Here's where I'm going to start. We're going to give homage to the NBA. Zach, I'm going to come to you.
Yeah, huge slate after just 2 games yesterday in the NBA. I think there's like 10 or 11 games, and one that I have my eye on, I actually have 3 plays for the show, which is rare for me, but one that I have my eye on is the Charlotte Hornets versus the Indiana Pacers. You remember the play-in game scenario last year, the Eastern Conference, a little bit weaker than the West in the play-in game scenarios, and one of those matchups was Charlotte versus the Indiana Pacers. Charlotte, they got blown out. A lot of people liked them on that spread. You remember it moved their way, but Charlotte got blown out 144 to 117. I went back and looked, and that was the highest amount of points they have given up in a non-overtime game since 1994. So I have a feeling they're going to be ready to play today.
I have a feeling you're right. Felice, I see you in the chat. Good morning to you. Now, we're going to go next to the NFL. We did our mega preview yesterday, as I said. There are some spreads this week that will blow your mind. That if you put them into teasers, you're going to see numbers that just don't make any sense. If you tease the Texans, you can get them at plus 24 or 25. Maestro, talk to me.
Yeah, this line looks kind of crazy on the surface. It started at 17 with the Cardinals hosting the Texans, up to 18.5 in some spots. And it's obviously a flat spot for Arizona, big win in Cleveland. They have Green Bay on deck with a Thursday night game, but still the line is moving towards the Cardinals, and with good reason. Davis Mills on the road, 1 TD, 7 picks, a 41 passer rating. And you might think, well, in the NFL, you always take those big double-digit underdogs. But actually, if you look at it, favorites of 16 or more, 14-7 against the spread since 2015, 19-11 going back 5 years further. So usually it's justified. Houston was in a similar spot at Buffalo. It was hovering around 17. Right before kickoff on Sunday, it started to go up 18.5. Bills waxed them 40-0.
Oh, this screams to me, stay away, but almost out of principle, I feel like I need to throw them into a teaser. M squared, we've got 3 or 4 official plays on the show that are teasers by M squared with Houston in them. So if Houston and the Dolphins don't do something, we're going to be in trouble. We're going to be in trouble. Speaking of trouble, last night going into the 9th inning, the over in the Astros-Red Sox game, it was in trouble. With 2 outs in the top of the 9th, it was still 2-2. And many of us who were on the over turned it off. And we wrote it off. Rule number 1. Jay Smooth, talk to me.
Yeah, Coach, I was one of those people on that over, sitting there pretty much like, oh, man, my bet looks great after the first inning. We had 3 quick runs, but, you get to that 9th inning, and what happens? We have a little bit of, variance, you might want to call it. Laz Diaz making some news today, missed 23 strike calls, 23 bad calls last night on, looking strikes, essentially. They were pretty evenly dispersed on both teams, but the thing was that he missed some big calls. He missed that huge call on the curveball from Evaldi, which could have ended the inning at 2-2. The Astros strike gives 7 runs. It was just a crazy day in baseball. There is a lot of variance in this sport. 1 missed call, 1 missed, ball in the sun in the Dodgers game, changed that whole game with the Braves. So it's just something to look out for. Nothing's ever over. There was a 4% chance for the over to cover when that strike call was missed, and we hit it. We got to 11 runs about 5 minutes later.
That was crazy. Go ahead, Maestro.
Yeah, and I just want to chime in. It's not sour grapes, because I was actually worried about Laz Diaz before I gave out Red Sox over 4.5, just based on his history of being more of an under umpire. But I just thought the matchup for the Red Sox bats was so good. But that at bat where J.D. Martinez takes a walk, which would have had 2 on, 1 out, and they strike him out on a pitch that even the announcers were saying it's not even close to the corner. That one really hurt. I don't know if it would have made the difference, but yeah, he was bad for both. He was bad for both sides.
It was terrible.
Yeah. I don't know that I can remember a game where more hitters took a strike and looked back at the umpire and were talking to him. Can you guys remember a game that I can't remember? It was like they were baffled, absolutely baffled. It was crazy. All right, let's get into our board now, because we got a lot of different plays today. As I mentioned, Champions League, 3 official plays from that episode. But as I tweeted yesterday, we hit this one. You go, Coach, that wasn't on the show. This is just a fraction of the number of picks you can get if you're a member of SportsLine. Yesterday, there was like 8 games yesterday. We played them all, but we only gave out 2 here on the show. Makes sense. You got to be a member sometimes to get it all. All right, from SportsLine. By the way, use the promo code EDGE. I'll give you 30 days for free. If you're I don't know if I want to do it. Use the promo code EDGE. I promise you, you will never look back. We've got Thursday night college football tonight. We love this so much. We're going to go Coastal Carolina, laying 5.5 against App State. This is courtesy of our guy, Emory Hunt. App State just hasn't been playing very good football. Coastal Carolina, they have been a juggernaut. They love to score when they're on national TV. They love to show out. We're laying the 5.5. Lock it in. All right, now to my cappers. And she looked forward to hockey like I look forward to a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I just can't wait. Allie, the floor is yours. What do you got?
Okay, so I actually have a play for tomorrow, and that's going to be Capitals on the money line, minus 135 versus the Devils. The Caps, we were lucky enough to see them play the Devils actually 8 times last season, and they did win all 8. The Caps averaged 3.75 goals per game on the road. last season versus the Devils, and then they were able to limit the Devils to 2.25 goals a game. The Capitals generally just overall, like when they played, it was 4 goals a game, and their average is kind of on the low end of 3. So they actually play better against this team. And I know the Devils have looked a little bit better than we probably expected, but I still think they're not even on the same tier as the Capitals are. So I really think that they'll come out and get the win.
All right, and remember, that is a game on Thursday, and people ask me all the time, Coach, why do you give out games ahead of time? The show's called The Early Edge. It's about beating the number, and if we think it's going to go up, then that's what we're going to do. So get that play in today so you only lay in 35 cents, and it doesn't go up to 40 or 50. Great job by you, Allie. All right, back to – did you say thank you? Thank you for having good manners, Allie. Nobody else says thank you. Nobody else says thank you to the coach. Just you. Thank you, Allie. All right. Let's go now to baseball. Let's go right back to what we were talking about, because Jay Smooth, in the playoffs, sometimes trends are trends for a reason. What do you got?
You're right, Coach. You know, the Astros have gone over in all of their last 7 games. The only game that has gone under for them in the postseason was their first matchup against the White Sox this season. So I'm going right back to it, man. I'm going to take that over 9.5 today. I think it could creep up to 10. It was minus 110 last night. It's minus 115 this morning, but I still like it. You know, we have Chris Sale, Framber Valdez. Neither of these guys have been amazing. Chris Sale, Framber Valdez has given up about 7 runs in 7 innings. Only 6 are earned. But, you know, the Red Sox are probably looking to strike back. This is going to be the last game at Fenway in the series. So they really need to get this one to put some pressure on the Houston Astros as they go back to Houston for the last 2 games of the series. So I'm looking for the Red Sox to have a big day. I think the Astros bats will continue to carry, and I do think this one is going to get to 10.
You know, I didn't know that you had a brother named Miles, Jay Smooth. You didn't tell all of us that. Because apparently you do. Because over here, Miles was like, oh, Jay Smooth, he's been on a heater. Jay Smooth, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Jay Smooth, he's my – bro, tell your brother to relax.
Shout out to Miles.
Tell your brother to relax. All right. Now, he already mentioned it. And when we get to the NBA season, oh, my goodness, we just back up the truck at Zack Attack's house. Not 1, not 2, but 3 plays today. Zach, talk to me.
3 plays, and keep in mind, NBA, the market moves so much throughout the day. So remember, we look at these lines once before we get on the show, one more time, right about 6:55 Vegas time. So these lines are going to move. You can still take them if you want to, but let's start off with the Orlando Magic plus 6.5 against the San Antonio Spurs. I think there's a lot of pressure on Greg Popovich. First off, he's 72 years old. He was just told last month he was being removed as Team USA coach. The roster, it's okay, but what I look at with the Orlando Magic, probably the youngest team in the NBA in preseason basketball. You don't think that it matters, but go back to 10 days ago. Both teams played their starters. San Antonio was up 17 points late third quarter. Orlando stormed back, tied the game late. San Antonio held on to win by 1 point. I like the value because this game's going from Orlando in the preseason to San Antonio. We'll take the Orlando Magic plus 6.5. And the Portland Trailblazers minus 5 against the Sacramento Kings. I love the Sacramento Kings. They kept that starting 5 core intact. They drafted Davion Mitchell, and they brought in Tristan Thompson, who's a great veteran that can come in and just do his job. That's what you like to have. But the Kings are prone to lapses, and I think this line is a little bit smaller than it should be based on Chauncey Billups. Doesn't have any coaching experience. Struggled in the summer league. He brought in like Malik Beasley, some other veterans that shouldn't have been in summer league play, got blown out in a bunch of games, lost every single preseason game. But when it comes to the NBA regular season, you're going to lean on CJ McCollum. You're going to lean on Damian Lillard. That 1-2 punch will get it done in the second half. And then the Charlotte Hornets minus 2 against the Indiana Pacers. Anytime in sports, when you have a severe blowout loss like the Hornets did last year, 144-117, you're going to have that circled whenever you play that opponent. And guess what? They found out August 20th they're going to play the Indiana Pacers the first game of this regular season. Small line. Let's take the Hornets minus 2.
That is a great – I love using motivation as part of the reason for handicapping. A lot of people don't. It's always about the numbers. Sometimes it's about motivation too. It really, really is. Harry, I see you in the chat. How could anybody bet the under in that Boston Red Sox game? You know, here on the show, if I'm hosting, there are no unders. Well, almost no unders. You guys know I hate unders. But we're also a show that gives the people what they want. Are we not, Maestro? Are we a show that gives the people what they want?
I believe we are.
I believe that we are. Yes. So I believe about, 5-6 minutes ago, that my man Brandon in the chat asked for something. Did he not, everybody? What did he ask for? He said, I want to see one more time the Maestro celebrating live on the air.
No.
So I don't know if everybody can see it, but I'm going to try. We're going to play it live right here from my phone. From my phone. We'll see if this works.
There it is.
There it is. Let's go. Let's go. That's going to be on one of our new shirts. Let's go. Let's go. Nobody gets into this more than my guy, the Maestro. What do you got for us today?
All right. Well, it's been a dry couple of days since that scene, so I'd like to turn it around with. I'm going to go with this one NBA play. I see a lot of people in the chat are on the Bulls, and I love the Bulls tonight too. But I'm going to go with the Sixers -3. They suspended Ben Simmons. Doc asked if he wanted to participate in this defensive drill, and if he didn't, he should just leave. And he basically chose to leave. And I think the team is responding well to it. I think everyone has seen Joel Embiid's comments about that we're not going to babysit this guy. Tyrese Maxey steps in. I think they will not be a huge drop off. I think it's a breath of fresh air when the coach finally, lays down the law and says, that's not acceptable. And he's still welcoming him back to the team, but he's saying, we can't have this if we're going to go play ball. And then you get a Pelicans team with a brand new coach, a ton of new faces, a lot of talent there, but this is their first game together, their first real game together. We got a small line, -3. I think the Sixers take care of business.
I got into it with some people yesterday. When I'm flying on a plane, sometimes I'll tweet just because I'm bored and I want to interact with fans at home. I could not believe how many people are backing Ben Simmons, that if it's an unhappy workplace, if he's not happy, stop. $40 million a year. You show up and you get in a defensive drill. That's all you got to do. Play a little defense. Make a free throw. It's crazy. Whatever Ben Simmons gets, Ben Simmons deserves. Show up to work and play basketball, for God's sakes. All right, we're up against it. Grab your paper. Grab your pencil. Here is the recap. AB on the 1s and the 2s. Alabama, she's on the Capitals. Remember, that game is tomorrow, Thursday, moneyline -135. Then Jay Smooth, we're back at it in Boston tonight. We're going to go over 9.5. Came down a half a run from last night. Zack Attack, Magic +6. Trailblazers -5. Hornets -2. I love having NBA back on the show. Then the Maestro, one play so far, but as always, follow him on social media. Sixers -3. Then one play from SportsLine. We're going to go college football. Coastal Carolina laying the 5.5. And then the AB3. If this hits, don't forget, play our perfect parlay contest. All you got to do is put a best bet in the comment section every single day. If one of our cappers goes at least 2-0 or the AB3 hits, you're eligible for a year-long membership to SportsLine. There's so many different ways to win, but you have to play, and you got to leave your Twitter handle. All right, Coastal Carolina money line. Astros, Red Sox over 9.5, and the Bulls on the money line. People are in love with Chicago this year. Hopefully, they start off really good from the jump. There's only one thing left to do. Don't forget, later today, 3 p.m. Eastern time, the mega college football preview with AB and the boys. But until then, you've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. For Alabama, for Zack Attack, for who else? Jay Smooth, the Maestro, and of course, AB on the 1s and the 2s. We love this so much, and we love you guys rolling with us. Tell your friends, the daily sports betting brand of record. There's only one. We like to call it the Early Edge. Good luck.
Do you want best bets in your feed every single day? All you have to do is hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with all things Early Edge.